She handed me divorce papers at a charity gala in front of 200 people. Not in private. Not at home. Right there between the champagne fountain and the silent auction, with a string quartet playing something beautiful and tragic in the background. Sign these, Sophia whispered, sliding the manila envelope across the cocktail table like it was a business proposal. Tonight. I need this done before the Singapore merger closes. I looked down at the envelope, then up at her flawless makeup and the diamond necklace I'd bought her for our second anniversary. Behind her, some tech billionaire was laughing too loud, and a waiter glided past with a tray of things I couldn't pronounce. You're serious, I said. I'm efficient, she corrected. That's when I knew. This wasn't a marriage ending. It had already been dead. I just hadn't been CC'd on the memo. But here's the thing nobody tells you about rock bottom. Sometimes you have to hit it before you remember how to stand up. And sometimes, the woman who destroys you isn't the one who ends up matching. Let me rewind 6 months, because that's when everything actually started falling apart. I just didn't see it yet. The notification came through at 11:47 p.m. Not a text, not a call, just a calendar invite that dropped into my phone like a grenade with a bow on it. Marriage strategy session, Thursday, 2 p.m. Strategy session. Like our relationship was a quarterly review that needed better metrics. I sat there on the couch. The controller was still warm in my hands. Game paused mid-level, staring at that notification until the screen went dark. When Sophia walked in 20 minutes later, she didn't even glance my way. Just kicked off her heels, dropped her blazer over the chair, and headed straight for the wine fridge. The Pinot Grigio she only touched after closing deals or dodging difficult conversations. Did you send me a meeting invite for our marriage? I asked, keeping my voice level. She poured slowly, deliberately. We need structure, Tyler. We can't keep having the same circular arguments at midnight when we're both exhausted. I set the controller down. Most people call that a conversation. Most people, she said, taking a sip, aren't managing what I'm managing. There it was again. That phrase. What I'm managing. Like her life was a separate corporation I'd been granted limited access to. I stood up, walked to the window. Our apartment overlooked the Chicago River, all glittering lights and architectural ambition. When did we stop being a team? I asked the glass. She didn't answer right away. When she did, her voice had that practiced patience she used on underperforming associates. We are a team. That's why we need to optimize how we communicate. Optimize. I turned around. You want a schedule when we're allowed to have feelings? I want us to stop wasting energy on unproductive conflict. She was scrolling through her phone now, probably already drafting the agenda. I watched her for a long moment. This woman I'd married 3 years ago. Back then, her drive had felt like passion. Now it just felt like distance wrapped in productivity language. I'm not attending a strategy session for my own marriage, I said quietly. She looked up, finally. Then what do you suggest? I suggest we remember what it felt like before every interaction needed a KPI. Her jaw tightened. That's not fair. Neither is being married to someone who treats connection like a time management problem. The silence that followed wasn't empty. It was full of all the things we'd stopped saying, all the moments we'd optimized away, all the spontaneity we'd scheduled out of existence. 3 days later, I'm standing in her downtown office during lunch hour with Thai food and an olive branch. The receptionist recognizes me, but still makes me wait. Like I'm a vendor who showed up without an appointment. When I finally get back to her corner office, Sophia's on a video call, hair perfect, posture immaculate, voice crisp as she discusses market penetration strategies with someone in Singapore. She sees me, holds up one finger. 5 more minutes. Then 10. The call ends. She swivels toward me, already reaching for her phone. Tyler, I have a 1:30. I brought lunch, I say, lifting the bag. She glances at it like I'm offering her something that might stain. That's sweet, but I have a working lunch scheduled with the team. Through the glass wall, I can see her colleagues gathering in the conference room. One of them looks our way. A guy in an expensive suit who smiles like he knows something I don't. Who's that? I ask. That's Cameron. He's the new VP of Strategic Partnerships. The way she says his name has a weight to it. Not obvious. Just there. Right, I stand up. I'll let you get back to optimizing. Her assistant knocks on the glass. Sophia glances over, nods, looks back at me. Can we talk about this tonight? Sure. Send me a calendar invite. I left the Thai food on her desk and walked out. Watching her colleagues whisper and glance my way as I passed that conference room, I realized something brutal. I'd become the embarrassing spouse. That night, she didn't come home until after midnight. When I woke up the next morning, she was already gone. But there was a note on the counter, written on her monogrammed stationery. I think we need space to reassess our individual priorities. I'm going to stay at the corporate apartment for a while. This isn't goodbye. It's a recalibration. Recalibration. I read it 3 times, waiting to feel something sharp. But all I felt was tired. And maybe relieved. I called my brother in Milwaukee that afternoon. She wants space, I told him. So give it to her, he said. Come up here for a weekend. Clear your head. I ended up staying 2 weeks. Milwaukee wasn't Chicago. It was smaller, slower, honest in a way that didn't apologize for itself. And on the 4th day, at a coffee shop on Brady Street, I ran into someone I hadn't seen in 7 years. Tyler. She was standing by the pastry case, holding a blueberry muffin, looking exactly like she did in college except somehow more herself. Lauren. She smiled, and it reached her eyes. What are you doing back in town? We sat down, talked for an hour, then 3. It wasn't just a kiss. I moved back to Milwaukee permanently. Started teaching coding at a community college. Got a place near the lake. Lauren and I didn't rush anything. One evening, we were sitting on the pier watching the sun set. She slipped her hand into mine. You good? Yeah, I actually am. 6 months later, Sophia texted once. Said she'd started therapy, learning what she'd lost by never being present. I texted back, proud of you, and meant it. Some people aren't meant to stay in your life. They're just meant to teach you what you don't want to become. So yeah, she wanted a recalibration. I gave her a whole factory reset instead. Was walking away the right move? Drop your thoughts below.